Hello, Aries. I got started on your video with a different camera and I realized that that's not really working out well. So I'm just going to leave the cards because I think this is your spread. I didn't really get a chance to start talking. We started briefly on your overall energy, which is the Page of Swords, in dealing with people and conflicts coming up in the month of July. But quick and first, some announcements. No gender. Please like and subscribe. And you can always unsubscribe later if I'm not one of your favorites. But I would appreciate your support for a few months until I get up and running. And then it'll, up to you if you really want to stay the long haul with me. As I do want to learn about all of you and see what kind of readings you like. I can try different things for you. Also, if you leave me comments about things that you prefer me to expound on, or even if you want a personal clarification on something, as far as I know, I'm always going to be pretty small fry on YouTube, so I'm going to be a little more accessible to all of you. So I'm happy to do that. And if there's something that you think I should do differently, as long as it's contexted nicely, I will see it as constructive criticism and I will completely appreciate your support. Thumbs down without any constructive criticism is something that confuses me. I won't understand. I wouldn't give someone a thumbs down unless they did something that was blatantly uncool. I think there was a tarot reader that I did one time that she went on and on about the person in the person's life and how they're horrible and all this and that, and she didn't believe that that person actually thought this, that, and the other, and she was talking about my story exactly, except for she was going off about how horrible this person is, and I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't my story, but still, it's so on point. Anyhow, you get my point here. You really have to be extremely horrible for me to give a thumbs down, because I just think it's rude, unless you have a good reason, and I would like for you to put a comment nicely, constructively, if you need to put a thumbs down, okay? I would appreciate that. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about the reading here, Aries. Page of Swords suggests to me that you are going to have the kind of month where you can deal with your conflicts with fresh eyes, like a youthful person who hasn't been jaded, and someone who, will use logic and reason and communication, which we all know problems only get solved with good communication, right? And it does look like there's going to be some problems here. What I see here with the 10 of Cups in reverse is a family. Okay, so it could be, it doesn't necessarily mean maybe you're in a nuclear family, you're married with kids. It doesn't necessarily mean the household you're currently in. It could be in any family situation, because I'm not necessarily reading it that way. It could be, like family members that perhaps you don't currently live together like a family, but maybe once upon a time you did, and you have a sense of family, right? And the way family should act or not act, and the way, there should be certain agreement among people within the family structure. And I think that somebody thinks that you have stepped outside that family structure and they're not too happy about it. Now, whether or not they're expressing that, I don't see it. I just see that they feel that that is not the way a family should be, a happy family. I see somebody here in your family that is a really strong personality, who is a really great mediator, and perhaps this person has always been that kind of person, and you know exactly who it is. Or it could be somebody that steps up in the situation because they really want things to work out, and a lot of times it's mom, but it's not for everybody, but it could be mom in the sense that a personality who's like a mom, and they don't even have to have kids to have that that motherly feminine energy. And I mean that well, not that men can't be carrying, but that's what I mean. It's not gender. Or I did mention no gender, right? Okay. So, what I think, because of this person and this situation, it's going to call for some type of a family meeting. But I don't think it would be very productive unless this person was there, being more of a mediator. But I see some collaboration. And with the threes, I'm always happy, because I think that when people get together and they start working on things with more than just an equal give and take of two people who are disagreeing, when you introduce the third person, not a third party in a love relationship, obviously, that's a whole other third thing. I think in these particular cases, having that mediation really helps, because you can someone keeps focusing on the solution instead of the defensive sides of everything, right? Okay, but so I think this is one particular situation in your family. Now, I think it has to do with some type of family loyalty. That's what I'm sensing here. Perhaps somebody felt that your position on something was not in line with how the family sees the loyalty. Is kind of what I'm getting at. I don't say this for everybody, but that's what I'm sensing. In this line here, we have a Queen of Cups. Okay, so someone in your life is very an emotionally giving person who is very stable in their emotions, and they are looking at a situation involving someone who's not who's carrying too much. So it could be that, well, let's see what the third card is saying. Oh, well, you can't start anything from a place of love until you let go of some of this. Okay, somebody feels that you're not letting go of something, and I don't necessarily, it could be this situation, but I think that this is something else. In this particular case, I'm seeing either your person is not really able to start something. It could be not necessarily start of a new relationship, but to really connect on a deeper level, until you let go of some things that are standing in the way. And I don't know that you don't have good reason for carrying this, but perhaps this person is a loving person and sees this heaviness and wants to help with the situation. But this could be a cause of conflict, because you must feel that it's necessary to do this, but this person doesn't think it is. So they may be minimizing something that you feel strongly about, and they are thinking, that it's what's standing in the way of you being able to move forward in a state of love. And that can come off as judgmental. I think this person does mean well. I think this Queen of Cups definitely has a good understanding of emotions and probably knows what they're talking about on some level. But that doesn't mean that you don't have your reasons. And maybe you'll let go of those reasons, but until you're ready to do that, this person needs to just let you be and deal with what it is that you need to deal with. Because I'm sure you want to be on this page too. All right. And let's see. There's a third situation here. And again, these might relate to each other. If there's a heavy duty story and this is all one big story, that's great. But I see this as a different entity from the entity in here. Someone who's upset. There's also somebody who's mediating. I think I see you as the one that isn't ready you're capable of communication. So, you know, I think it'll all get worked out, whatever this person is, but they're coming from a place of love, and you may be coming from a place of communication and logic and whatnot, and you're not going to let emotions dictate how you deal with this thing. On this last line, someone is not able to see you as any wish fulfillment. So this is definitely, I'm going to say, well, they can't, well, this person here is not seeing you as the wish fulfillment, but why would someone be their wish fulfillment? Oh, okay, I think, what it is, you're standing in the way. Someone thinks you're standing in the way of what they want. So it's not necessarily a love relationship. I was going to say, it can't be the love relationship again, because I think that your person, if your person's in this story, I think it's this one, you know, either starting over and beginning again, or starting with a deeper love. I feel that if your person's in this story, it's that one. So this person is not your person. This person, though, feels that you are in the way of them getting what they want. Okay. A competitor of some kind, perhaps for the affections of somebody. This could be a rival. Because why would they feel that you are in the way of... You feel like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. You know what? I'm starting to see you in the center here, so you might be the mediator for somebody else's situation, but you get involved in it. Okay, all right. I'm starting to see a pattern here. I think you're in the middle of this of all three of these stories. Okay, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So, and look at here, wish fulfillment and the sun card upside down. Oh boy, yes, this is a complicated web we weave. All right, Aries. I'm gonna say that work with who you are. You're a Mars. You're a fire energy. I think that you're gonna come out something with passion. So I would say if you're feeling stuck, like no matter what you do, it's just gonna, you're like, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Just go out with all the might and fire that you need to deal with whatever it is that somebody is thinking you're in the way of. Because you're not put on this life to make life easier for other people. I mean, it's great if what you believe in, what you're doing is like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you communicate with this person or not. They're going to do what they're going to do. Okay, so you do your best. You stand your ground, be strong soldier like Mars would have you, and recognize that if this person can't get these cards in the right position without you getting out of the freaking way, that's their problem. Sorry, but I don't see this person in the right frame of mind to maybe this person's a great person, but they're just in the month of July, they're not in the right headspace, and you may just have to stand your ground and be patient and let things subside, because I don't see, no matter what you do here, you're not going to win with this person. So again, it's no judgment to that person, is what it is, but I would say that's probably the more troublesome thing this month. But if you learn anything from this reading, I would say it's that if this happens for you, if this is your story, don't worry about it. There's nothing you can do, okay? So just stand your ground, be you. You can do your best to communicate and be non-judgmental, but if they're going to do what they're going to do, it isn't your fault if they don't have what they want. All right, so I have a bunch of cards here that I have considered for advices, and I thought I'd use the shadow deck because since this is about heads up and things happening that are not exactly what you want to see happening, but how you can deal with it, I think it's appropriate. Okay. Obsession. Okay, so looks like I'm going to say it's this situation here that, yeah, you know what? If someone thinks you're standing in the way of what they really want, then yeah, there's some type of obsession going on here. So if that's the case, then probably you trying to insist or put your way is just going to make them grab on stronger. So just be very firm and state your case, you know, act in that Mars energy as you do, Aries, and but don't give them too much to chew on, because everything that you say to someone they can use as more ammunition, or they can really grab onto it and start thinking there's more to it when there isn't, and start spinning more and more out of it. I hope that makes sense to you. Anyways, that's your reading for July, and I hope you enjoyed it, Aries. Until next time. All right. I'm going to get a new clicker, so hopefully I can get out of this whole back and forth business. All right.